Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tariq Radio. I am your gracious host, Tariq Nasheed. Glad to have everybody tuning in. I need y'all to retweet this, repost this on your Facebook. Let everybody know that we're live right here, ready to chop up game like we always do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. While everybody's coming on in the room right now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, a very quick commercial break so you don't move a muscle. Let everybody know we're here, and we will be right back right here on Tariq Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, don't move a muscle. We'll be right back.
Listen up, squares. You need to get the legendary book on game, The Art of Mackin', by author Tariq Kingflex818, available on Amazon right now. Can you dig it? This book has been a bestseller for 20 years, Jack, and the New York Times called it a classic. That means it's out of sight. So this book ain't for no lames who ain't trying to learn the game, jive turkeys. So if you're ready to stop slacking in your mackin', get the Art of Mackin' book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now, sucker. Rated PG. That stands for plenty of game, jive chumps.
Are you looking to start your own business? Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.
Celebrate the foundational Black American culture of freedom fighting and resistance with the first annual Oretasusse 5K run. This cultural experience will honor our FBA ancestors and icons while harnessing energy from our past to power our future. There will be security at this event to ensure everyone has a safe and enjoyable experience. Oretasusse Run is a cultural event for family and friends. Strollers and wheelchairs are welcome. The in-person event will include a free 1-mile fun walk and will be held on December 17th in Tampa, Florida. Unable to make the live event, you can also participate virtually anywhere from December 17th to December 30th. All registered participants will receive the official Oretasusse Run finisher medal, t-shirt, and more with the ability to upload their race time to the official site. Live event participants will receive the time race scores, professional finisher photo, video, and your name will be announced as you're welcomed across the finish line. Enjoy the post-race after party and review with a traditional FBA breakfast. You can also help us settle fun family debates like sugar or salt and grits. Prepare with family workouts and runs and post on social media using the hashtag Oretasusse Run. For registered info and sponsorship opportunities, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Click the link in the bio. Hope to see you all there.
Hey, I'm Marcus. I've been working a dead-end job for years and have been depressed. But then a friend recommended a book reading Guide to Being Black in IT. I read the book and the author took me through scenarios and gave me tips which took an hour. I practiced using Cloud Labs, got certified, revised my resume, applied for some IT contracts, and got the job. If you're looking to get into IT or even in the field, now this is a must-read book. Go to www.beingblackinit.com.
You need to check out Divine Essential Minerals. That's the Black-owned vitamins and mineral supplement business that offers a variety of high-quality vitamins and minerals in capsule form. Capsules such as sea moss, infused with bladderwrack and burdock root, elderberry, lion's mane, dandelion root, and many, many more. Use the code Tariq15 to get 15% off at checkout. Invest in your health care and your self-care right now by going to divineeminerals.com. That's DIVINEEMINERALS.com.
Bro, stop playing and start spraying. Leave an op on the ground where you stand. At all costs, yeah, make sure you protect it. Ogun juice, the formula been tested. You can defend yourself. If you find that you need a little help, gotta stay ready. Ain't no love in the street. Pepper spray straight to the face, make them get weak. Get it at ogunjuice.com. If they thinking you slipping, then tell them to come get them some. If you packing this, you won't be lacking. A shot to the eye in them problems you having. Maximal strip, hit them haters on ground, so you can feel free when you out in the town. Ogun juice, and don't forget a shirt, man. You gotta stay ready, that evil on alert. Yeah.
Let's get down to it. You are now tuned in to the godfather of the game, often imitated and always celebrated.
Stop sloganeering. Sloganeering kills people.
Hey yo, check this out. It's Tariq Nasheed on Tariq Radio.
Let's go.
Leave my goddamn thumb alone.
Oh, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Glad to have everybody tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys hear noise in the back, don't even trip on that. You know, this is Friday. My gardener comes here. He's in the yard making a lot of noise, but I'm here. Glad to have y'all tuning in, man. Doing the show a little bit late this week. I've been doing a lot of stuff. And by the way, today is my birthday, ladies and gentlemen. It is my birthday today. It is my born day today, ladies and gentlemen. I am an old Negro. I feel like an old Negro. I'm an old young Negro. I look young but feel old. And yeah, it's my birthday. So yeah, thank everybody for the birthday shout outs, ladies and gentlemen. Much respect to you for that. And by the way, thank you guys for the Kickstarter campaign. The Kickstarter campaign for the movie American Maroon, that was a huge success. We got like 92K, almost 100K. Much respect to the family. Thank all of you who contributed to the campaign. Man, this movie is going to be phenomenal, and I'm so glad to have you on board with this historic piece. This thing, you've thrown the ball back in my lap, so now I got to run a touchdown with that thing, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, man. So again, Puppy Akute to the family, and much respect to the family who contributed to that and got involved with the film. A lot of stuff going on. By the way, for those who follow me on social media, as you will see, I got an interview coming up on Academics show. The infamous DJ Academics. That's going to be on Spotify this Monday. If you have Spotify, you 100% want to tune into that. That's going to be the interview of all interviews, guys. The other day, Academic did, he was doing an interview with Candace Owen, and my name came up. Let me play that clip. And Candace, you know, she threw a little shot because Candace Owen, she can't stand my guts. She hates my guts. She has me blocked on social media. And, you know, they were talking that, hold on.
Racism is the most powerful system on the
Where am I? I got stuff going on all over the place. Let me find that with Candace Owens and Academic. And, you know, they were talking that stuff about how great the immigrants do over foundational Black American talk. So hold on. Here is that. Where is that? Right here. This is what I'm looking for. All right, now check this out right here. Hold on.
So I was born in Jamaica and I came over here. And I've said this a few times and the Black community hates it. Now there's like a popular guy his name is Tariq Nasheed. He's kind of like almost created like different categories in the Black community, yeah. Which is, he's like found.
Wait. Did y'all catch Candace Owens said absolute idiot? She said that real quick. A lot of y'all didn't catch that. Candace Owens said absolute idiot. She threw her little diss in, all right? So listen to Candace again. Candace threw her little diss in. Hold on one second. Hold on.
His name is Tariq Nasheed. He's kind of like almost created like different categories in the black community, which is he's like foundational black Americans, because it's one of those things where I remember saying, well, when I came over here, like we literally had.
And you see her rolling her eyes. She's rolling her eyes. You see her rolling her eyes. Let me play when he said foundational black American. Candace rolled her eyes. Hold on.
Which is he's like foundational black Americans, because it's one of those things where I remember saying, well, when I came over here, like we literally had nothing, and I had to work to get everything I had. I'm like, a lot of people who were here before me had more advantages. And apparently they look at me and they're like, well, you don't know what slavery did to me. And it's one of those things. And I'm like, you know what?
You're right.
I got it.
They hate it. Why are African immigrants who are coming from way poorer countries more successful in America than black Americans are?
You know, they usually try to tell me, go back. And I'm like, no, I'm not going back.
Who are the most successful black people in America? Caribbean Americans, Nigerian Americans, okay? Go look at their culture. Go into their households and see in Nigeria.
What do you think is the difference? Because like, I've invited even Tariq Nasheed to have a conversation about it, not because I'm just saying, nah, fuck whatever you're trying to say. I want to get to understand, because he's like Caribbean immigrants like myself. We've came and taken advantage of something they've like worked hard for.
How many excuses
and I feel like this like ungrateful at that point.
How many excuses can we continue to come up for and keep trying to blame slavery about?
3 days later.
Guess who I did an interview with?
Oh, man. Hey, listen, this guy couldn't pull up here any quicker. He heard his name mentioned once. Came in here with the non-FBA stuff.
So I had to come in and get some curry goat up out of this brother right here. But y'all, Monday, the interview comes out. Y'all do not want to miss this. This is going to be a hot one, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, guys, yeah, that one... You guys don't want to miss that. I hope they don't edit nothing out of the interview. That's what I hope. They don't edit one thing out of it. Me and this dude, we were chopping it up for like 2 hours. All right, listen. Family, y'all know how I do. Y'all know how it went down. We had to get some straightening. Don't nothing get straight but straightening. I straighten up all that stuff. Oh, it was a nice slow bake. I hope they don't edit nothing. That's my only concern, is that they edit some. I hope they don't pull that where they edit some of the stuff. They need to let that whole 2-hour interview play on out. They need to let that whole thing play out, because we got some straightening going on. Oh, we got some major straightening going on, ladies and gentlemen. All of that stuff about who the successful immigrants over FBA. Oh, no. We got all that straight. Oh, we got all that straight, ladies and gentlemen. But we cleared that up. I can't wait for y'all to hear that. Like academics was like, yeah, he got me on code. Yes, indeed. I almost felt bad. I think I broke academic spirit a little bit. I was going in with so many facts. It's gonna be, some of this stuff is gonna go viral. I'm telling you. I cleared up a lot of stuff. I cleared up a lot of stuff out at Spotify out here. But yeah, great interview, man. If they show everything, and again, with credit to Academic, he was very, very over respectful to me, very courteous to me. So I give him that. Very respectful, very courteous, and I gave him some very respectful, courteous straightening out. The straightening was very courteous and it was very respectful. You know how I do. So I cannot wait for you guys to see that interview. And boy, yeah, some of those and I dealt with that Candace Owens thing too. I dealt with that Candace Owens stuff too. I went in, she wasn't there, but I went in on her too. I had to get some straightening on her too. But boy, academics made the mistake of saying, well, you know, us Jamaicans started hip hop. He said that to me, out of all people. And when he said that, y'all know what it was. when he said that, it was this right here. When he said that, this was me right here when he said that. I was sitting in here just like that. Oh, really? You know you done messed up, right? So it was a slow bake. Oh, it was a nice and slow bake. Oh, my goodness. Oh, we got so much straightening. So I can't wait for y'all to see that interview, guys. I really can't wait for you to see it. That's going to be out Monday. That's a must-see interview. We're going to cover a lot of stuff. But anyway, let's talk about some stuff that's going on now, family. Let's talk about some stuff that's happening right now. Today's broadcast, we're talking about performative oppression. We're talking about performative oppression. And, you know, they had the abortion talks and the Roe v. Wade stuff, and you had a lot of white folks who went out for like 1 or 2 days and, you know, simulated some anger in the streets. But the thing is, they didn't have enough black folks to really put in some work in the streets for them, so that fizzled real fast. Yeah, white folks ain't about to really put in some real work out here, especially the white liberals. They're used to us being the mules for them, going out here wrecking shop for their agendas, and we just really didn't do that for the Roe v. Wade thing. We're not even tripping on that because we got bigger fish to fry. So they went out and did some performative, oppressive type of things. And if you look at the picture, you look at this is like Becky Lives Matter. She's out there with the hands up. Now that's supposed to be like somewhat of a simulation of what went down in Ferguson. Y'all know in Ferguson, that iconic image of what was going down in Ferguson, this image here. See this image here? This is the Becky, this is the original image. See, I guess the white person was trying to simulate this image here where there was a brother out there with weapons drawn who was really under a threat. And I was out there in Ferguson when everything went down. Now that was a real threat. Black folks were under real threat out there in Ferguson. Out there in Ferguson, they had tear gas on black folks. They had rocket launchers and all types of military grade weaponry out there. They were out there pointing the guns at unarmed protesters like we see this brother in the picture right here. Yeah, the hands up, don't shoot thing. It was real. The threat was very real out there in Ferguson. But right here, this is white privilege all day still. There's no threat here. If you look at this image, this white woman out here, and it might be a white woman. This might even be an LGBT. I don't know what the person looks like in the front, but I'll just say white woman for right now. But this white person ain't really under no threat. If you look at the picture, the cops ain't even paying attention to this person. You dig? Nobody has a gun out on this person. No guns are drawn. Why is this person's hands up? They're out here doing performative oppression. This is just performance art right here. You have to try to pretend you're being oppressed. There's literally no threat right here. The people are holding their batons, they're ignoring the person standing right here. Karen is out here chilling. Like, take my picture, dude. The oppression, dude. I'm just like a black person, dude. Bologna matters, dude. Bacon and lettuce and tomatoes matter, dude. There's no guns. They're not even looking at this person. You dig? This is real oppression here because they were out there shooting and tear gassing people out there in Ferguson. They were out there doing harm to unarmed people as they still do. You dig? So people have to get into this performative oppression in order to make themselves comparable to us so that laws and certain things can get passed. Because here's the thing. This type of performative oppression, it works. They get out here and say, look at me. I was out there. The cops were going to beat me, man. I was out there, dude. And then they put all types of extras on it if you let them tell it. Oh, God, they had an AR-15s pointed at my dome, dude. Oh, my God, there were so many guns pointed at me. I had my hands up like, don't shoot me, man. Yeah, this is cosplaying. This is cosplaying. You dig? They go out here and act like they've been oppressed like us so that they can get resources and funding. I'm cool. No. Go sit down somewhere. Also, a few days out there ago in Akron, Ohio, there's still a case going on where they're trying to punish these black boys for defending themselves by killing this suspected white supremacist who jumped out of a car. Him and his buddies jumped out of a car. They were shooting these illegally modified pellet guns at them. These brothers didn't know that, these were pellet guns. They didn't know if they were really being ambushed, so they had to neutralize the threat. So they got some murder charges on these brothers, and they throw the stand your ground law. We're supposed to be able to be protected by that. They throw that out of the window. All of the self-defense laws they talk about out there, they're throwing that out the window. So these brothers thought that they were under real attack, so they defended themselves like everybody else is allowed to do. So they got some murder charges on these brothers, and they need to let these brothers out. But they're not putting hate crime charges on the brothers. So there was a group of suspected white supremacists who showed up out there in Akron, out there doing some performative protesting. Where's that image of these white males out there protesting? Right here. This image, this video right here. This is out there in Akron a couple of days ago with these white men out here protesting. Now look at this. Talking about double standard and all of this stuff. So hold on. Justice for Ethan, the white boy. Now, these white men look like alt-right. They look like cops. Some of them look like cops, don't they? They clearly look like they're clicked in with law enforcement. All right, so it's only a handful of them, but they out there doing performative oppression, acting like they're being oppressed because there were no hate crime charges put on the black men who were defending themselves. These guys look like they're clicked in with cops. And now out there in Akron, there was a very blatant murder of a black man the other day. And right now, there are protests going on out there in Akron as we speak. Akron might even turn up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Out there in Akron, brother named Jalen Walker. This is the brother here. This brother was a innocent brother Uber driver. They pulled him over for some kind of traffic violation. He saw that there was going to be some kind of ambush on him allegedly, and this brother tried to run off to avoid being ambushed. And they caught this brother, and they shot at this brother 90 times, hitting him 60 times. 7 white cops. They said there was 1 black cop there, but that doesn't matter. It was 7 white cops who shot this brother. They hit this brother 60 times. This was a racial ambush, family. When they're shooting somebody 60 times, not only is that to kill a person, that's to send a message. That's a full-on lynching, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, they've canceled a lot of events out there in Akron for the weekend. There were a bunch of 4th of July events happening out there. They're canceling them because crowds are starting to form out there. That's beyond overkill. They were sending a message, and I think it has something to do with them being clicked in with the white supremacists who are out here protesting about that Ethan man getting killed by those young brothers. This was some form of retaliation, it looks like, hey, look at us, we're gonna get one of you guys too. I want the black folks out there in Akron to be on top of their game. Watch out for what's going on out here. Understand, black people, you don't have to sit around and let these people ambush you or your family. You have a God-given right to protect yourself and neutralize any kind of threat, no matter where it comes from. You do not have to sit up here and let these people do a blatant lynching like this, no matter if they're part of law enforcement. If law enforcement is doing illegal murders like this based on race, we have a God-given right to stop that threat. I want us to understand that. Let's stop playing games with that. Let's stop playing games. We have a God-given right to alleviate those kind of threats. And we got to understand this. We have to understand that out there right now, the crowds are forming, and they're going to have a lot of their bought and paid for Negroes to hop in front of the cameras and all that. And understand, this is a liberal city. This is a Democratic-run city. And another thing, too, I see a lot of black people in certain cities who are chief of police members out there. Usually in cities like this, and who's the chief of police out here? Is it a black guy or a white guy? Where are my people in Akron? Because I see a lot of black people, a lot of tokenized black people who work in law enforcement doing press conferences and stuff like that. I think the chief of police may or may not be white out there, but if you notice, a lot of cities will have a black chief of police and they'll have a bunch of white race soldiers working for the police department. This is because when these race soldiers do all these racialized killings, they understand sooner or later somebody is going to start tracking these race soldiers down and start heading to their cribs. And a lot of the race soldiers, the white ones, the rank and file race soldiers, they keep them secret. They don't let you know who their names are. So a lot of folks find them more difficult to find and locate. And when they do these murders, they never really release their names right away. They make sure they're somewhere protected. But everybody knows who the black chief of police is. You understand? So if somebody's going to so-called retaliate, usually they're going to go at the figurehead. And they want that figurehead to be a tokenized black person for the most part, because they know sooner or later some black person is going to say, hey, we're going to have to pull up to the houses of some of these race soldiers. They know that's going to happen eventually, and it has happened in some cases. So they want to make sure that there's going to be a black chief of police or some black prosecutor somewhere, like a Fonnie Willis or somebody who does the dirty work for the white supremacists. Yeah. But yeah, Akron, they said he's a white guy, yeah, which I understand that. I keep seeing them have these black spokespersons hop out though. So you got to watch out for that. But again, Akron might turn up this weekend. It's 4th of July weekend. I want my Akron family to be safe out there. It might get real out there in Akron. You dig? It might be another pull-up summer, ladies and gentlemen. But this whole thing of we're sitting around letting these folks harm us like that, that's just not an option, family. But I digress as far as that. Speaking of harm, out here in LA, they got the trial of Nipsey Hussle going on. The murder of Nipsey Hussle, Eric Holder, they got him on trial. And they caught him slipping, coming in and out of the court. This was a picture of him today in court. That was Eric Holder today. They lumped him up in holding. You know, he's been PC'd up for the last couple of years up there in LA County. They had him PC'd up. He's been in protective custody. So they've been waiting him out. So now transporting him in and out of the courtroom, yeah, you're not going to get that same protection like that. Looked like somebody might have greased the palm of a guard to turn the other way in the holding cell while they got him lumped up. They put him somewhere and let him get lumped up real quick in holding on his way to court. Yeah. So his days are numbered. And if he gets convicted, you know, and look, this right here might even help him to a certain degree. Like, oh, look, don't convict him because he's, you know, his life is in danger. They might try to use this to their advantage. But yeah, this dude, the clock is ticking on this dude. Yeah, the clock is ticking on him. They've already put some hands on him. So that is what it is. You know, that is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But going back to what's going on in Akron, a Democratic-run city. See, this is why we have to call these Democratic-run cities out, these Democrats out, and not let them play the racial game where they want to point the finger and say, oh, look at what the Republicans are doing. All of these racialized terroristic acts almost always happen in these Democratic-run cities, and the Democrats don't do anything. They want to sit up here and point the finger of racism towards the Republicans, but look at what's happening in these Democrat-run cities. And if you want to talk about Republicans, I mean, hell. And they always want to use Trump as the boogeyman. This story came out today, right here, where Trump, where's this picture? Trump threatened a trade war with Sweden over ASAP Rocky's arrest. Remember when ASAP was over there in Sweden and they didn't want to let him out? And Trump finally helped get him out. Trump was like, hey, man, you know, I put some trade sanctions on you if you don't let this guy out, which was honorable. I pop my collar to that. Now, what are they doing about Brittany? What's that? Brittany Renner? What? Not Renner. What's her name? Brittany Griner. I'm sorry, Brittany Griner. They're not making any threats to Russia over Brittany Griner. Biden and those guys ain't really doing nothing. They're talking about some sanctions because of the Ukrainian war and all that, but they haven't said we're going to do this for one of our citizens who happens to be black. Biden and those guys are not doing that. Biden is like, oh man, we want her to come home. He ain't making no threats for that sister. Don't ever forget that. Biden and the administration, they're not really making any threats towards Russia over releasing that woman. You think? So they can sit up and point fingers at Trump all day. Trump has gotten a lot of black folks out of jail. Got Lil Wayne out of jail. Kodak Black out of jail. Harry O out of jail. Kwame Kilpatrick out of jail. He's done more for black people than Biden. And when I say done more for black people, I'm not saying he done gave jobs and all of that where a lot of these conservative Negroes try to say. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not going overboard with it. But even the little minor things that he's done, that's more than Biden and the Democrats. Even though it's minor, he's done more than them, so they can't use that Trump and the Republicans are the boogeyman. They're not going to be able to use that no more. We got to stop falling for that. You dig? We got to stop falling for that. Shout out to everybody with the birthday shout outs. Shout out to Divine Feminine. How are you, Joe? How are you, beloved? I see you, Divine Feminine. Yeah, LeVar Ball's son. Yeah. Trump has gotten folks up out of these clinks. Biden ain't never done nothing like that. Yeah, Biden ain't really stumping for Brittany Griner. Let's keep it a buck. Biden ain't doing nothing for that woman. Don't ever forget that, y'all. Yeah, and I'm not a big Trump fan, but damn, don't let them Democrats use boogeyman tactics talking about, oh, y'all don't want Trump and the Republicans. Oh, they gonna do all this. Oh, they gonna do all that. No, you guys are doing all this and that. You guys are doing all this and all that. I kept telling people over and over, man, with the Republicans, we just get white supremacy. We can deal with white supremacy, but with the Democrats, we get white supremacy. Then we get anti-black hatred from the immigrants. We get anti-black hatred from the Hispanic immigrants, the black immigrants, Asian immigrants. They're throwing these Asian hate crime bills on us. The LGBT community gives us anti-black racism. We got to deal with them. Speaking of that, the comedian Little Duval, he made a comment, a very valid comment about a TV show, P-Valley. Now, P-Valley is about a strip club in Mississippi somewhere, and it's one of these shows where they mix in like a lot of gangster stuff with a lot of LGBT stuff. So they'll have some hot ladies in the show, strippers, to lure the men in. See, these shows are very deceptive. It's about a strip club full of women. So, dudes are going to want to watch to see some fly women with big asses in a strip club. And then they go out of their way to mix in a lot of LGBT stuff in there. You dig? My wife was watching the other day, and it was on because she likes the show, but I'm watching the show with her, just kind of, in the peripheral. And big booty women in there, they'll lure you in with that. And then there's some dudes acting real gangster. They got dudes in there acting ultra gangster, barking on each other. Yeah, nigga, I kill you, nigga. What's up, man? Just real extra gangster. Then all of a sudden, the dudes be like, hey, yeah, what's up, fool? Where's my money? By the way, bend on over, fool. Then all of a sudden, the dudes bend each other over and start having a graphic sex scene with each other. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, it's like Empire, just like Power. Same thing with Power. They're sitting up here. All of a sudden, they're talking about selling dope and the storyline is cool. Then all of a sudden, when you least expect it, bam, they go have two dudes bending each other over just out the blue for no reason at all. Just without any warning, they just throw it on you. You're like, oh, So now with P-Valley, people are kind of calling that out. That's why Empire fell off. I just stopped watching it. I'm good, man. I'm cool. I'm good on Empire. I was good on that. That's why it ain't on no more. But with P-Valley, man, I'm good. So now people are starting to call it out. So The rapper Lil Duval, he called some of the stuff out right here. Let me put up some of his stuff. And the writer and the producer of the show started that whole, oh, y'all being homophobic. Lil Duval was like, man, hold on, where's he at? Yeah, P-Valley lost me. They need a super gay advisory on movies like they got for everything else, because that's a lot to see if you're not used to it. And then the writer of the show came in, so he's trying to show out for his white bosses. As a writer and producer, P-Valley, specifically a writer of this episode, I encourage you to step away from Chucalisa, whatever that is. This show is not for you. Go watch something else, because the gay ain't going nowhere. So he's trying to show out for his white bosses. All right. Then here he goes on. If you find the show too uncomfortable to watch, and you're welcome to change the channel and watch something else, but why feel the need to come online to spew your homophobic nonsense? We don't care. Oh, Lord, here they go with all that. Dude, we just don't want to see clumsy, thrown in sex scenes simply for the purpose of showing a same-sex sex scene. Yeah, it's real out of context and it's very uncomfortable because it's clearly just put in there just for the sake of putting it in there. And even the same-sex scenes with the women, it's all, they had a scene in there with two older women and that looked real clumsy and thrown together and wasn't romantic, wasn't even sexy, was just thrown in there. It just looks real traumatic and uncomfortable. It's clumsy. Y'all just throwing it. It don't look right because it doesn't build up. Y'all just, the storyline is cool and you just crowbar these same-sex scenes in there just to be doing it. Just to tack off a checklist of agendas. And people can see it and it just takes you out of the storyline. Because sometimes the storyline is good and you following the storyline and you're like, okay, cool storyline. And then you crowbar in a same-sex scene. It's like, okay, this is an agenda. This doesn't seem natural. People are arguing and all of a sudden two gangsters are arguing and then they bend each other over. Okay, I don't want to see that. That's an agenda. That's not even a genuine scenario that would happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so people have a right to feel uncomfortable with that and be like, damn. So the guy, he's performing, the director and writer, you know, who the white people propped up. I produced the show and I be missing all these dicks. I got to go back and rewatch. I guess I'm just desensitized to the sight of penis. So now he's really showing out. He's really showing out. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Okay, we won't watch it. And here they go. They always throw this in here. The reality is a lot of these straight men are just triggered by these gay love scenes. Watching them brings up questions they have about their own sexuality that ain't got nothing to do with us. Do the work, look inward. So here they go with that predatory where you want some of this pussy too. That's that predator talk right there. That's molester talk right there. Yeah, you want some of this too. You just want you some dick too. Hear that? That's that predator talk. It always devolves into some predator ass talk. Yeah, you just want some of this. Come on over here and get this. This is their trauma coming out. Here's some childhood trauma when somebody didn't touch them when they were kids. That trauma is coming out. Yeah, not cool. Not cool at all, ladies and gentlemen. But listen, we got to watch out for a lot of stuff that's going on out here. A lot of agendas happening out here, family. A lot of agendas going on out here. Speaking of agendas, y'all know Ghislaine, if I'm pronouncing her name right, she got Ghislaine Maxwell, who was with Epstein with the international pedophile ring. That woman got 20 years, but you know, they weren't going to let this white woman get those 20 years without one-upping that with R. Kelly. R. Kelly got 30 years. You better believe that was in direct contrast to the Maxwell crime. If they give a white person 20, they're going to give a black person 30. There's no way that R. Kelly should have got 30 years on that bogus-ass RICO charge. Ladies and gentlemen, that was extremely unfair, over the top. They were sending a racialized message with R. Kelly. and black folks are not supposed to co-sign and go along with that. Does that co-sign R. Kelly's actions? No. Was he wrong? Yes. Messing with underage girls? Yes. But the punishment must fit the crime. I don't go for racial double standards, family. We got to stop going for that racial double standard nonsense. We got a real bad problem with going for racial double standards. Can't co-sign that. I cannot co-sign racial double standards, and that's exactly what this is. Using the Mann Act, the RICO statute and the Mann Act, that was racial. They used the Mann Act on black people all the time. It was designed for black people. Can't co-sign that, family. I can't co-sign one wrong with another wrong. All right? And we got to stop doing that. We got to stop letting them say, well, R. Kelly did a crime, so let us commit another unjust act against him. No. We can't do that either. We can't co-sign two wrongs based on race. We got to stop co-signing racial double standards, ladies and gentlemen. We can't keep co-signing non-justices. And speaking of non-justice, there was another situation in Connecticut where there was a white supremacist suspect harassing an 11-year-old black boy riding his bike. This black boy was riding his bike. This suspected white supremacist came up to him talking about, what are you doing in my neighborhood? Get out of my neighborhood. And this suspected white supremacist, his name is Jameson Chapman. He actually pushed this little boy off his bike. See, folks like that need some straightening. See, we got to have eyes on these folks, family. Look at this situation right here. We got to have eyes on folks like this. Hold on one second. Let me play this clip. Hold on. Let me play the audio of this clip too. Hold on one second. Hold on.
I'm gonna get my car to the road. Get the f*** out of here. What? Dude, where did you grow up? Did you grow up in Connecticut? No, you didn't. So get the f*** out of my town. Get the f*** out of my town. This ain't your town. Get the f*** off your bike. Ow!
Okay. Couple of things with that case, man. Number one, that Jameson dude, there needs to be some true justice for Jameson. There has to be true justice for him out there in Connecticut. And also the woman filming that, whoever she was, if that might have been a white woman, and the fact that she didn't intervene, that means she must have been on code with these white supremacist suspects. That's a problem. Families, we can't let our babies get targeted like this. We got to do some straightening. We got to get stuff straight out here, man. We have to start producing justice, family. We really got to start producing justice out here, man. When these folks are that comfortable to start walking up on our kids, doing stuff like that, we're going to have to produce the justice. We got to stop playing around, family. Because we played around for too long when it comes to these folks harming our children. Speaking of them harming our children, y'all see this case right here. They found out that there was an arrest warrant for Carolyn Bryant, the woman who was involved in the lynching of Emmett Till. There was actually an arrest warrant for this woman. They never served her with it. They found it 70 years later in the court basement. They just found an arrest warrant for Carolyn Bryant that was never served from 70 years ago. They've been so tight and on code with this woman, protecting her. They have protected this woman who's alive right now for 70 years. Emmett Till's relatives are saying they want to see that woman arrested. She absolutely should be arrested. That's something that we should be advocating for heavily. Justice needs to be served for Carolyn Bryant. That woman caused the death of Emmett Till, and that was the spark of the civil rights movement. So many other deaths came because of that. That woman is still alive and well out there in Mississippi right now. We don't need to hear any excuses as to why this woman has not been arrested, and there is an arrest warrant for this woman. There is no statute of limitation for murder, by the way. They can't say, oh, that was so long ago, because they're dragging our brother Bill Cosby in jail for stuff from 50 years ago. We don't want to hear no excuses. Not only that, they just drug a Nazi, somebody who was a Nazi officer. They didn't drug him in jail. The German court just gave this 101-year-old ex-Nazi, he was a guard in the Nazi jail, in the Nazi prison, in the concentration camps. He was a guard. They didn't found him and gave him 5 years in jail. They don't care about you being old. If you aggrieve some people from another community who aggrieve somebody from white society, they shut that down. A German court gives a 101-year-old ex-Nazi guard 5 years in jail. He's in a wheelchair. He's all frail, bony, on his deathbed. They said, no. You done lived 101 years. You can do 5 more in jail. If you on your deathbed, wheel yourself on in this jail, buddy. We got 5 more of them things for you. But I'm old. I'm 101. Okay, well, use your walking cane when you come on in this jail, buddy. They don't give a damn about him being old and in a wheelchair. Justice is going to be served no matter what. We need to have that same energy and not let up. Come on, guys. We're going to have to start producing justice. We're going to have to start forcing them to produce justice. Yeah?
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet.
My bad. We got to stop playing games out here, family. We got to stop playing games out here. We got to stop playing games. It's real out here. But listen, man, we got to stop all of this kumbaya energy. We got to stop all of this energy where we got to start feeling sorry for folks, and we got to sit out here and play advocate for all of these other side groups who don't play advocate for us. They're not stumping for us. We got to stop all that black and brown stuff. And speaking of black and brown, did y'all see J-Lo? Did y'all see J-Lo's ass? I want y'all to peep this. This is what y'all get for the black and brown stuff. Now, Goldman Sachs, they are allocating, they said they're going to give $100 million to black women, to some black women organizations. And whenever black women, or black people, especially black women, but whenever black women get something, or if black women just get attention, and by the way, I've seen some of these organizations they're giving to, so yeah, that's problematic within itself, but just the optics of a major corporation allocating resources specifically to black women. Notice all of these other people who are used to that black and brown thing, they come out and boy, they got a problem with it. So now J-Lo's ass, I want y'all to look at this. They said they're going to give money to black women. They're going to allocate some money to black women. And boy, J-Lo popped up here. And listen to J-Lo's ass. Listen to J-Lo. J-Lo tried to include Latinas. I want y'all to listen to this, family. This is y'all girl. Now, J-Lo has been propped up by black society her whole career. And now that black women are being focused on, and J-Lo has tried to play the black woman role before. She did a song talking about she's a negrita and all of that. And they called her out by saying, well, she's a negrita from the Bronx. They're like, you ain't black. You don't really identify as black. So they like to play performative blackness when it's convenient. But listen to J-Lo here. Hold on one second. Listen to J-Lo. Listen to y'all girl right here. Hold on. Listen to her. Hold on.
It's a very smart business play for you guys. It's a smart thing for you to invest in people like us because we know what our communities want more than anybody. I believe we're investing about $100 million and putting it into the communities for black women, and I would love to do that with Latinas as well.
What you've built up for a long time can really amplify this.
Okay, let me play that again. Hold on.
Because we know what our communities want more than anybody. I believe we're investing about $100 million and putting it into the communities for black women, and I would love to.
Notice that pause. Did you notice that pause for black women? She knew she was going there. She knew she was going there. She had to think. She second guessed it a second. She second guessed it because she knew she was about to go there, and she knew what she was going to say was kind of janky. She knew That's why she paused. Well, y'all gave all of this money for black women. Yeah, I'm going to just have to go there. I can't hold it in. She was trying to catch herself, but she couldn't even do it. She couldn't do it. She had to go there. But can you do it for Latinas? I hope you can do it for Latinas. Hold on.
Because we know what our communities want more than anybody. I believe we're investing about $100 million and putting it into the communities for black women, and I would love to do that with Latinas as well.
Oh, you built it for a long time. Can really amplify this.
Look how that sister's looking like, bitch, no, you didn't go there. That's y'all girl J-Lo. Black women are the focal point, and boy, the Latinas, let me keep it a buck. Let's go there, family. Let's go there. Boy, the Latinas, they're so used to being the bee's knees. When they get around black women, they're so used to of everything deferring to them. That's why every time we come around, they're so used to us doing that goofy ass black and brown. They're so used to that black and brown garbage. Whenever there are different women in the room, and then the Latina women show up, well, all eyes on us. It's all about us. Now the queens have shown up now. It's that type of thing. When they get around black women, all the attention and focus is supposed to defer to them. So now that we're here as Latinas, it's black and brown time, and brown means y'all focus on us. And what are we gonna get? Thank you, black women, for being our muse, but now the queens are here. Now what are we gonna get now? No, that's y'all girl because y'all done propped her up. Now J-Lo has been propped up by black society her whole career. Black folks gave her a lane with In Living Color. Her movie career was with, starring with Wesley Snipes, some of her first major movie career. So we propped her up. The music industry, getting with black producers, we didn't prop that woman up her whole career. She was running with Puffy, gave her a lane, gave her street cred. We didn't prop this woman up her whole entire career. And then they get around talking about, yeah, I know some black women are getting some, but what about Latinas? I hope y'all do the same thing for Latinas. You know how disrespectful that is, man? If a black female entertainer went around a bunch of Latinas and said, oh yeah, this is good, y'all getting some some programs for the Hispanic community. I hope they do it for black folks though. They would cry bloody damn murder if a black actress or singer pulled that move. J-Lo has no talent. J-Lo can't sing her way out of a paper bag. She's been getting propped up from black society all day. Remember, we had her performing at the damn Motown thing. This is what we get propping these damn people up, man. Remember Motown? They had her up here singing some Motown hits. In order to sing Motown, you're supposed to be a singer. The Motown hits come from foundational black American singers who were real vocalists. Not some auto-tune queen who's a booty-shaking dancer. No. We sat up and propped these people up their whole careers and let them ride on our waves, and they turn around and then dump on us. The minute the focus is on us, hey, don't focus on them. What about me? What do you mean, what about you? You've been riding our damn coattails for the last 30 years. What do you mean, what about you? Good Lord. We got to stop This is why the FBA movement is in full swing, man. We got to stop that propping folks up, because this is the thanks we get, man. This is the thanks we get for propping up all of these damn groups. They turn around and dump on us. The minute the focus is on us, it's on but black women. I hope you can do the same thing for Latinas. I mean, damn, the focus is not on me. It's not on moi. I'm not the queen of the ball right now. Boy, they have a real problem with black women getting some shine, man. That's like an insult to some of these white Latinas, by the way, man. It's an insult for them. And some of the comments I've seen on some message boards talking about this, they were like, well, J-Lo don't understand. There's black Latinas. Y'all better get that black Latina stuff straight, because they don't believe in the term black Latina, all right? In Hispanic culture, y'all better understand code words. Latin or Latina, that's another word for them saying European. All right. Latin or Latina and Hispanic, those are little words that basically to them means European. I'm a Spanish person. Latina, Latin language, Latinum, that was a place over there in the Iberian Italy peninsula over there in Italy. I think there was a place called Latinum over there in Europe. I think that was somewhere over there in Italy, or what would become Italy. But when they say these terms, Latina, that means the Italian-looking Hispanic. You understand what I'm saying? The black people in some of these Hispanic countries in the Western Hemisphere, they don't look at them as Latina or Hispanic. They look at them as Negroes who just happen to be in a Hispanic country. They look at them as an out group. That's why all these black Latinas and black Hispanics, no, that don't work for you. There's a reason why Sammy Sosa's running around there with all that damn cake soap. He understood ain't no black Latino. They don't look at that as a black Latino. You're an out group. You're just a Negro who's over here in the Dominican. You're just a Negro who's in Colombia. If you go to these South American and Central American places where all of these Spanish-speaking people are, the black people are always somewhere on the other side of the country, the other side of the island. You go down to Colombia, Costa Rica, the black people are all on the other side, or the black community. Now, you have some black people sprinkled in some of these other spots, but the big black communities all the way on the other side of the island, all the way on the other side of the country. They look at you as something different. You understand? Let's keep it a buck. So when they talk about Latina and Hispanic, they're talking about the Italian-looking ones, the ones who are whitened up a little bit. You think? So they'll play the black card. All of them got a black abuela somewhere. That we know that, and they play the black abuela card when it's convenient for them. But deep down, oh, I want to be white. I blanca. You think? And all that J-Lo talking about she's a negrita and all of that stuff, nah. You see, she set the terms real quickly when she specified the black women are different from me. Yeah, I see what you're doing for black women, but I hope you do the same thing for Latinas like me, which is different from the black women. Don't let them play that black card when it's convenient. They know there's a damn difference. They know there's a difference. They know there's a damn difference. Don't let them play that game with us. That's why we don't do the one big Negro thing. That's why we're delineating from all of these other folks. We're not being the one big Negro. We are foundational black Americans. We're breaking this stuff down even deeper. I don't want to hear all that. Well, we're all people of color. I mean, come on. I got some black in me. I got a black abuela in Cuba. No, I don't give a damn. Because you get over here and get around white folks and start acting white. I don't do that 3-card Monty when it comes to your ethnicity. We are foundational black Americans, and that's what it is right there. We don't do performative blackness. You black when it's convenient, and then all your paperwork, you white. We got to stop all of that stuff and acknowledge our FBA status and our ethnicity, ladies and gentlemen, and let folks know what it is. We different. Anyway, y'all, that's been today's episode of Tariq Radio. I thank everybody for tuning in. Shout out to everybody hitting the Cash App up for my birthday. My Cash App is up there, Kingflex818, $Kingflex818. Thank everybody for the birthday love that you guys are showing me. I'm looking at the Cash App. Y'all sending me, I see a lot of $20. Somebody sent me $2. Do I look like a crack hole? I thank you for the $2, but damn. You're giving me crack hole money. I don't know what the $2 is for, but thank you. But shout out to everybody, man. Much respect to the family, man. I'll check in with you guys later on this weekend. Papi Akute.